Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger joins us now with an update. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Kelly.
First things first, the hearing continues today in regards to the Red Hill Valley Parkway and the report that was buried, the one that showed that the road was not up to UK safety standards. Can you give us an update on how the hearing is going and what you've taken away from the testimony so far?
Thank you, Kelly. If I might, I'd just like to wish the Muslim community in Hamilton happy Eid and Eid Mubarak. Hope that you all have a joyous day with family and friends. And as for the judicial inquiry, which the council and the city of Hamilton actually requested, I get updates on the testimony to date, and certainly it's been interesting to hear the different views and perspectives of some of the professionals that have looked at the road. There's no conclusion at this moment in time, and we delivered some 72,000 documents to the inquiry, and we are fully cooperating. Like I and many other staff members will be participating in providing testimony. So hard to come to any kind of conclusion. Lots of diverse opinions on that, and we'll see what the outcome of the hearing will be, which we will not know until sometime next year.
Mm-hmm. And Mayor, what do you hope comes out of this inquiry in terms of transparency?
Well, I'm not sure there's been a lack of transparency. I think there was a lack of a report, coming forward that was not conclusive about the status of the road, and that's still certainly something that's being debated by some of the professionals that I hear are providing testimony. So we'll see what comes out of that. I think we are as open and transparent as we can be on all issues. Clearly, delivering 72,000 documents is an effort to provide as much material as the judicial inquiry is going to need. There are a few documents that the city has identified that is necessary for solicitor-client privilege, and that is a handful of documents, not thousands of them. And that's something that an independent judge will be looking at to see if that is indeed a solicitor-client privilege that needs to be upheld.
And Mayor, the city has voted to keep mandatory vaccine mandates for city workers. So walk us through what's next. What happens to the city employees who are not vaccinated or who do not plan to disclose their vaccination status?
Well, as it stands right now, we've asked all city employees for the past 6 months, actually, to identify their vaccination status and to get vaccinated. And we still encourage, individual employees to make that choice. The best way to get through this pandemic, as has been indicated by the federal, provincial, and our local medical officers of health, is to get vaccinated. So we encourage those employees to do that, do their part, as many others have already done in our community. Beyond that, if the June 1st date comes around and there's no effort made to get vaccinated, then those employees will be terminated. And then we'll see what process evolves after that.
And Mayor, what do you say to people who think that may be unfair? These city employees have been doing their jobs for the past 2 years, and come June 1st, they could face termination if they're not vaccinated. What do you say to those people?
Well, I say the same thing that I've said to everyone for the past 2.5 years, that the vaccine is the path forward on this, serious coronavirus. As we've heard today, the hospitals are still overrun with COVID cases and are still challenged to provide health care right across the board. Vaccines are the solution here. And, unless you have a medical exemption, there is no reason why you cannot and should not take that vaccine. And so I would say do what 94% of all of our city employees have already done, that have done their part to protect the community, to protect our healthcare system, to protect our economy, in fact, which was challenged, as you well know, on several occasions as a result of this virus. We all have that collective responsibility, and I would put that responsibility on each and every employee of the city of Hamilton.
So Emily Taylor, our reporter, has been talking about the city launching support for Ukrainian refugees and their host families. Do you have any idea of how many Ukrainian refugees have come to Hamilton?
Don't know as yet. We're not aware of a quota that's been set by the federal government. We have obviously made an effort to bring all of the community together, including city staff and all the agencies that are participating in refugee intake and immigration intake, to be prepared for a Ukrainian refugees or Ukrainian citizens that want to flee their tragic circumstances in Ukraine, and we're ready, willing, and able to welcome them. Just recently, the city of Hamilton identified $50,000 to help with humanitarian aid relief, shipments of goods that are needed in the country right now for everyday citizens. And we've actually funded 4 shipments of goods that have been collected here. So they're doing everything we can to be ready for and to assist right now in terms of the Ukrainian effort. And we'll continue to do that work. And the moment we know what the numbers are going to be, we will be able to plan forward in terms of how we're going to accommodate them.
Great. And Mayor, we have to ask you just very quickly, final question. Nominations for this year's municipal election are now open. Have you made your decision? Are you running again for mayor?
I have not made my decision. I think I've indicated that I will make a decision sometime after the provincial election, sometime in June, I expect. And in the meantime, I congratulate anyone that's stepping forward to enter into public office. It is a noble and challenged undertaking, and I encourage people to participate.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, Mayor of Hamilton, Fred Eisenberger. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, Paul.